listening to Up Radio, Undignified Praise. Truth of Life Ministries with Miss Victoria.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. We are talking about the conspiracy of haters. Conspiracy of haters. Just a couple of things I want to highlight, and then Miss Jacqueline is going to read some scriptures. One of the things to point out in chapter 21 and chapter 22 of Numbers is that your reputation will go out before you. All of the good and greatness that you are doing, you may not know this, but people are watching you. They're watching how God is elevating you. They may not see the work and the sacrifice and the time you put into it, but the results, they're noticeable. There's a scripture in Matthew that says, what's done in the dark, God will bring it to light. And that's what's going on with you, and that's what was going on with the children of Israel. So here's another point that God showed us is, and we're going to get into it, but watch it when you're a believer trying to hate against another believer. We're about to get into chapters 22 through 24 where God is talking to Balaam, but Balak is actually saying, let's get God to go against God. And that's what we do as believers. Let's jump into some scriptures. You ready, Miss Jacqueline?
Yes, ma'am.
Go for it.
Numbers 22, verses 5, 6. This is the Message version. Balak's emissary said, look, a people has come up out of Egypt, and they are all over the place. They are pressing hard on me. Come and curse them for me. They're too much for me. Maybe then I can beat them, will attack and drive them out of the country. You have a reputation. Those you bless, stay blessed. Those you curse, stay cursed.
I'm going to jump in real quick, Miss Jackie, and I know we got a couple of the scriptures, but they're saying not only did the children of Israel reputation go out before them, even this man, Balaam, his reputation went out before him. They said, whoever you curse will be cursed. Whoever you bless will be blessed. And we know that that's also spoken out throughout the scriptures of how God says, if you bless my people, I will bless you. If you curse my people, I will curse you. Okay, we're ready for the other scriptures, Miss Jackie.
The next scripture, Numbers 22, verse 12. This is also the Message version. God said to Balaam, do not go with them and do not curse the others. They are blessed people.
Now we have another scripture I believe that we're going to read. Go ahead, Miss Jackie.
Numbers 22, verse 8. How shall I curse whom God has not cursed? How shall I defy whom the Lord has not defied?
Oh my goodness. Let me go ahead and give you the summary. So basically, in a nutshell, Balak gets jealous. He conspires with another group of people. So you have the Moabites and the Midianites. They gather and say, we got to stop these children of Israel. They're being blessed too much. They go to Balaam. Balaam is like a voice. In those days, they even talk about divinations, and they're paying him to say, speak evil, curse these people, not so that they can be automatically defeated, but so that when we come against them, we can go ahead and destroy them, take away their strength. And that's what people try to do. They don't come in so boldly to say just outright wipe them, but just reduce their strength. So then what happens, 5 times Balak comes to Balaam and says, you need to curse these people. And 5 times Balaam says, I can only say what God tells me to say. I can only do what God tells me to do. God specifically told me these are a blessed people. But I want to point out something. There was in verse 22, there came a time where the first time that they tried to tempt him to come against God, they sent, meaning Balak sent, when she said emissaries, he sent his princes. So Balaam says, let's sleep on it. Let me see what God has to say. The next morning he gets up and he says, you know what? God told me not to go. They go back and tell Balak. Balak says, what? We need to send, some good, you people are not big enough. Let me send some leaders with some more umph, someone who has more influence. So then some higher priests and princes come to Balaam to persuade him, no, you must come. So what Balaam did, Balaam says, okay, fine, go to sleep. Let me see what God has to say. God says, you know what? One, you shouldn't be coming to me because I already told you what to do. But now you're being entertained. So these people have a conspiracy. Now they're trying to bring you into their mess. They're trying to have you go against what God already told you not to do. They should have recognized the first time, if he listens to God, when the first words stand firm. We have to be careful of being tricked as well, Jackie, because sometimes we find ourselves trying to be persuaded. We stood firm the first time, but now here comes the leaders.
Right.
First it was the church congregation, but now it's the leaders. So when more people of more influence come, we have to still listen to God. So the second time he says, okay, you know what? What God says, okay, go ahead and go, but only say what I tell you to say. So the next day they're on the road. The donkey sees an angel. The donkey ends up pushing Balaam into the wall. Balaam gets upset. He beats the donkey, and the donkey speaks and says, man, what you doing? Haven't I been here since day one with you? And I'm paraphrasing. Haven't I been here since day one with you? You don't see that angel right there? So then Balaam, who can hear from God, had to stop and open his eyes. And the scripture says that God became angered with Balaam. I'm like, wait a minute. You told him to go. So if you told him to go, God, why are you angry with him? Between the time that God said to go and the time that he went, in his heart, he had a change of mind.
Wow.
He was persuaded just that fast. And in his mind, he's like, I'm doing what you told me to do. I'm going where you told me to go. But in Balaam's mind and in his heart, he was open to be swayed, to be persuaded. He was open. So the angel said, listen, had that donkey not put you off path, I would have killed you. And I'm like, whoa. He says, okay. He says, so Balaam says, do you not want me to go? Balaam's heart was, God, I'll do what you want me to do. But people can influence us. And God truly knows our heart. And we think it's a good thing. This man almost died because God knew his heart. So we have to look in the mirror and say, am I still doing what God told me to do from day one, from day two? So then the angel says, listen, no, go ahead and go, but do what God told you to do. Say only what God told you to say. So it's like reminding him, I'm a real God with real consequences, and you need to do what I'm telling you to do. So fast forward, he gets there. Balak gets all in his feelings and emotions. It took all of this to get you here, paraphrasing. It took all of this to get you here. Well, come on, let me show you how they're progressing. I need you to curse them. No go. He prays to God. God says no. That's the third time, a fourth time, a fifth time. So finally, instead, and we just read the scripture, if God bless these people, they're blessed. And that's what God told him in the earlier chapters. So look at our lives. Look at what we're doing. Are we blessing those who are blessed, or are we being haters? And are we bringing other people into our haterism? I'm going to go through 4 things real quickly that we touched on earlier. And we started and we said, which one are you? Are you the blessed people? Remember, the Moabites, they had plenty of stuff. They had stuff. But they feared that what the children of Israel was doing was going to cause them to have lack. But they had items. They had land. But fear took over. So are you a blessed people like the children of Israel? Or are you a hater like the Moabites and the Midianites? And they wanted something else to happen. They wanted to bring the children of Israel down a notch. We want to get you before you get us. But they hadn't even threatened them. So with a hater, their mission in life becomes utterly destroying what you have. And for us, a lot of times those haters are in our face. Or are you a follower of the haters? Are you a server of the haters because you don't want to lose your job, so you're going to come against what God has blessed? Or are you a truth seeker? Balaam sought God for the truth each and every time. Look at your life. Look at who you are. Jackie, Miss Jacqueline, what's your question?
My question is, I would like to know, how do we know what's in our heart, and in what category do we fall in?
Prayer. We have to stop, step back, and pray. Each time with Balaam, he didn't just make an immediate decision. He went to God every time and he says, God, what do you want me to do? God, how should I see this? Keep in mind that Balaam did not know who the children of Israel was. They had to come to him and say, hey, let us tell you about these people. Balaam was minding his own business. So we have to stop and really say, God, what's going on? What do you want me to do? And then remember, on the way to Balak, Balaam was about to die because his heart changed. So the first thing he said is, Lord, am I not in submission to you? Am I not doing what you want me to do? So God had to open up Balaam's eyes to see, you're coming against me. You think you're working in my favor, but you're coming against my plan. So we have to stop, step back, and we have to pray and let God show us what's going on. All right, so we have all of that's going on. What I'm challenging you to do is to pray, ask God, Lord, is it that I am a blessed people, a hater, a follower of haters, or a truth seeker? And depending on where we are in our walk with God, we can be either of at any point in time. Oh, God bless you all. God bless you. God bless you. Remember in James 1:22, we ought to be a doer of the word and not just a hearer only, or we will deceive our own selves. Speaking of that, come check us out in person May 11th at Coffee and Cake with Miss Victoria. All men, women, children alike are invited to come out and hear a word. God is able. Until then, same time, same station, Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless you.